right to left. Wexford in their jerseys of purple with the gold shoulders, and of course Tipperary in their blue jerseys with the gold hoop across the centre. The Arcane Boys band leaving the field. Everything set for the start of the All Ireland Hurling Final. Referee John Dowling looking at his watch. Any second now, the All Ireland Final will be on. Tipperary or Wexford? That is the question, and here's the answer. And it goes right through the centre field. It goes from Babs Keating, Dan Quigley, up to Paul Lynch for Wexford. And from 50 yards out, he sends it high, and it's the post! Well, Paul Lynch, number 10 there, the score of that one. Wexford 1 point after less than 10 seconds. 1 point to no score. Well, what a start that was. The book out by John O'Donoghue. Down on our right as we look on from the Hogan stand, and it's a long one, dropping 50 yards out to the hand of the waiting Dan Quigley. Dan being bottled up there. Donny Nealon gets his stick to the ball. Phil Wilson comes in for the Wexford men. Donny Nealon back to Len Gaynor. Up now Vinnie Staples of Wexford, 60 yards from his own goal. Putting Wexford attacking again. Christy Jacob coming across on the far side. Hard pulling in there, the ball breaking to Jimmy O'Brien. Coming out now to the wing, and the ball knocked down, very nicely blocked by John Gleeson it was, who blocked the ball off the stick of Christy Jacob, and there's a line ball for Wexford. 25 yards out from the tip goal. Wexford playing ground hurling at the moment. Paul Lynch up along the right wing, it's gone over the end line, and it's wide. Well, Wexford, who scored a point after just a matter of 10 seconds, the leaders by that 1 point. John O'Donoghue to take the puck out as the players outfield, wait for that dropping ball, and here he comes. Dropping 50 yards out. Very nicely doubled on there by Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan up the field, but Vincent Staples is there for Wexford down the far side of the field. Tapped down by Mick Burns of Tipperary. Tip in the attack now. Mackie McKenna with the ball, trying to get it further up. He's lifted up by Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy Doyle on the 21, on the 14. He's fouled and he's going through. And there is a free for Tip on the 21-yard line, almost dead straight in front of the goal. Jimmy Doyle to be the taker. And Jimmy Doyle, just a matter of yards to the right of the goal on our left. And he sends it over, and there's the equalizer. Jimmy Doyle, the scorer. And that makes it, after 2.5 minutes of play, Tipperary 1 point, Wexford 1 point. Pat Nolan with the puck out for Wexford. Dropping 50 yards out for the Tipperary goal. It towards the centre. Mick Roach is there for Tip. Very nicely getting the ball up along the left wing. Still going up there. Sean McLaughlin pulls down. The ball comes out onto the wing here now, where it goes towards Babs Keating. Babs into the centre. Pat Nolan in the goal. A shortish clearance. Ball out on this side now to Mackie McKenna. Mackie up along the left wing there, right across in front of the goal with a shot. And with great protection there, Pat Nolan clears the ball out to Christy Jacob. Christy Jacob first timing it up the field. John Gleeson for Tipperary now. And very nicely passing it to Len Gaynor. Len Gaynor down the field. Vince Staples going for it. Ball snapped up and sent over the bar very quickly, very nicely there. And it is another point for the Tipperary men. And that makes the score 2 points for Tip. One score, that's 1 point for the Wexford men, and the score of that one was Jimmy Doyle. Pat Nolan with the puck out for Wexford. This one dropping about 70 yards out. Tony Jordan is in under it for Wexford. Christy Jacob is under it for Wexford. Out there too is Donny Nealon. Donny Nealon with it for Tipperary. And Donny's puck blocked down, but getting in and getting to the ball there very quickly, Dave Burney. And Dave, well, getting 2 or 3 chances at it, eventually gets it away up the field. Pulled on in towards the goal mouth. The ball in front of the goal now. A shot that is a great save by John O'Donoghue. And he's tackled as he comes out with the ball. He's been spun around, but it doesn't say the referee has called for the ball. Referee has called for the ball. A great shot there by Jack Berry, and a great save by John O'Donoghue, who has really spun around as he came out with that ball. And there is a free out for Tip from their own parallelogram, Mick Roach to take it. And Mick's puck goes about 60 yards out from the Wexford goal, and Tony Needham's got the ball on the 50, on the 40, and he just can't bring it along with them. He lets it run through, however, and it goes up now to Liam Defaney. Liam Defaney from about 20 yards out takes his shots a little bit more than 20 yards, an awkward angle on the run, and it went wide. 5 minutes gone in the first half, and out in the centre of the field, P.J. Ryan, Phil Wilson waiting for the dropping ball as Pat Nolan takes this puck out, and it does drop between these two men, or does it? It breaks to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch up along the right wing here, and just dribbled over the sideline. Line ball for Tipp from their own 14-yard line. John Gleeson to take the ball. And it's gone off Tony Jordan's forehead, and I can think of more pleasant things to happen to me than that. And it went off Tony Doran's forehead out over the sideline for another line ball. Len Gaynor to take this one for Tipp about 25 yards out. And it comes into the centre to P.J. Ryan. P.J. Ryan for Tipp. A long ball way up the field. Mackie McKenna coming out for it, trying to get it in a little bit further. Gets it to Babs Keating. Babs has it now. He takes a shot, and it's another point for Tipp. Babs Keating the scorer, and that makes the score now Tipperary 3 points, Wexford 1 after just over 6 minutes of play. Pat Nolan with the puck out once again, dropping it about 60 yards out. P.J. Ryan getting it now, tapping it over now to Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy Doyle up along the ground, pulled on by Jimmy Ryan. P.J. Ryan is in there. Vincent Staples is there. Vincent Staples out to the far side where Phil Wilson and Tony Needham go for it together. Phil Wilson of Wexford with the ball, and starting one of these solos, he decides, let's not bother about a solo, Phil. Let's get rid of the ball. And he does, and sends it up the field. Very quickly grabbed there by Shank Whelan. He's trying to work his way through. A hand pass. Goal! It's a goal! No. The referee has called back the play. For a 21-yard free for Wexford. That was a goal, but it was scored after the whistle had gone, and there's a 21-yard free with Paul Lynch to take it. That was certainly hard luck, but Paul Lynch is going to take it. Is he going to try for a goal and make up for it? No, he's satisfied with the point. He sends it over, and that makes it 3-2. Paul Lynch the scorer. Oh, that was a well-taken goal there with the forwards combining, and the whistle had gone. I didn't hear it up here, but the referee, John Dowling, right up in the play, was adamant, and he was very obviously waving there that the whistle had gone and that there was a free in. John O'Donoghue to take the puck out. Out it comes, and once again it's a long one. Centre field being bypassed here all the time. Willie Murphy putting on it, not getting it. Ball going loose to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan up along the far wing. Ned Calford up to Dan Quigley. Dan Quigley first time to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch in the centre of the field almost collides with one of his own men, but then getting it up the field. Coming back to cover up now is Mick Roach. Mick Roach being chased by Tony Doran. Still being chased, but still Mick Roach. And Mick Roach for Tipperary, earning the applause of the crowd as he sends this one up the field. Dan Quigley, the big burly centre half-back, just can't manage these balls along the ground, but the ball goes out to Christy Jacob of Wexford on the far side. He's being bottled up there by Mick Burns. The ball 70 yards from the Wexford goal. And Mick Burns eventually getting it way up the field, and ball knocked down by Eddie Kelly. Sends it out this side, and it is Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy Doyle for Tipp in towards the goal. And it's Mickey McKenna with it now, trying to get in to the centre. Eddie Kelly is there. So also is Dan Quigley, who gets the ball to this side of the field. Paul Lynch going for the ball with Len Gaynor. Len Gaynor along the ground to Donny Nealon. Donny Nealon trying to get his way through, but he's held by Dan Quigley, and there is a free in for Tipp. Jimmy Doyle to take this free. It's about 30 yards out. It's almost in front of the goal. And Jimmy sends it over for another Tipperary point. Jimmy Doyle, the top scorer in hurling this decade, adding already to his considerable total today, having scored 3 of Tipperary's 4 points. Tipp leading by 4 points to 2. 10 minutes gone in the first half. Pat Nolan taking the puck out to the far side of the field. And the ball's gone past 2 or 3 men who were so busy looking at one another and policing one another that they didn't know that the ball was going past them, as it were. Linesman signalling a linesman's ball on the far side. Now it's a tip ball. It's a tip ball being taken on the far side by Mick Burns, just almost on the 50-yard line. Very nicely cut, and it goes up to Babs Keating and Willie Murphy going through it together. We notice that Babs is playing on the right and Jimmy Doyle on the left. Very nicely fielded there by Jimmy O'Brien. Back to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch, a high ball for Wexford in towards the goal, and it's pulled down right in front of the goal mouth, and the forwards trying to get in, the back succeeding in getting it out, but the referee has penalised the backs for holding under the 21-yard free for Wexford, dead straight in front of the goal. John Dowling placing the ball, and Paul Lynch to take it. Paul Lynch standing over the ball now, 4-2 in favour of Tipp as he comes to take this one, and now it's 4-3 as he belts it over way up into the crowd, and there's no doubt whatever about that being a point. Paul Lynch the scorer. And Paul has scored 3 of Wexford's 3 points. Wexford trailing by 1 point as Tipperary lead by 4 points to 3. And that ball didn't come back from the crowd, but there's another one retrieved from a little bag that one of the umpires has, and here comes John O'Donoghue with the puck out. And it's dropping 50 yards on Willie Murphy. Can't quite hold it, but Babs Keating's got it now on his stick. He's working his way through. He passed it into Liam Devaney on the 14. Coming out now to make an handle for himself. He sends it over, and it's another point for Tipp. Liam Devaney, the scorer. And so, after 12 minutes of play, Tipperary lead by 5 points to 3. And the old guard, did I hear somebody saying, Jimmy Doyle and Liam Devaney, the scorers of most of the Tipperary scores. And from the puck out, the ball comes to Len Gaynor. Can't quite hold it, about 50 yards out from the Tipperary goal. Goes out along the far wing. A high ball by Christian Jacobs that's gone out over the end line and has gone wild. Up to now, somehow the bite and flow that many people, indeed we all, expected in this game, it hasn't yet come into it, but I'm sure it will. Just over 12 minutes gone in the first half as Tipperary lead by 5 points to 3. John O'Donoghue with the puck out that comes way down the field. Jan quickly trying to get to it, in there too, and bringing it out this side is Dave Burney. Dave Burney up the field towards the wing here where it goes towards Paul Lynch, and in there too is Phil Wilson. Jimmy Doyle is there, ball getting in the sideline. Vincent Staples comes in there is Phil Wilson. Phil Wilson tapping the ball into the centre where it goes to Dave Burney, and Dave Burney sends Wexford into the attack, way up the field, hard pulling in there, and the ball half cleared out and going back in towards the goal again. Jen Sweden trying to get it in, Len Gaynor trying to get it out, Len coming out with the ball now. But he can't get too far. Paul Lynch is there. Paul Lynch into Tony Jordan. Tony Jordan trying to grab the ball, but by some juggling or other, Nick Roach comes out with the ball in his hand, gets it to Len Gaynor, and Len Gaynor a long relieving clearance. Tapped down by Eddie Kelly. Goes across to Willie Murphy. And it's Wexford attacking again now on the far side of the field. Very nicely pulled down by Mick Burns. Up to Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy Doyle with the ball now up along the right wing where it goes to Liam Devaney, who's now at right half forward with Babs Keating top of the right and losing his hurley there as he goes through, because there's a certain amount of robbery going on. Ned Colford getting a hold of the jersey or of the hurley there and saying, Michael Babs Keating, you're not going too far, come back here. And the referee saying, you're not going too far without holding, Ned, you come back here. And there is a free for Tipperary about 5 yards into the far sideline, and a chap called Jimmy Doyle is going to take it. We're almost halfway through the first half. And Jimmy Doyle high, Jimmy Doyle wide, and the score remains 5 points for Tipp, 3 points for Wexford. Nílach gá Cúlín Athrif, Tipperary and Cúig Cúlíní agus 3 Cúlíní Loch Gurban. Pat Nolan with the puck out. Dropping about 60 yards out from the Tipperary goal towards Paul Lynch. Up here trying to get it to Jimmy O'Brien, but the ball goes out off one of the Tipp men. I think it was Len Gaynor, and it is a line ball to be taken by Phil Wilson. Phil, who was a doubtful starter about 10 days ago for this game, a lovely cut right across to the far side, brought down and tapped back towards Christy Jacobs, trying to work his way through, passing the ball across into the centre, the back trying to get it out, the forward trying to get it in, Mick Burns coming out with the ball, being chased by Christy Jacobs. Mick Burns' clearance is shortish one, goes to Dave Burney, and Dave Burney, a high dropping lobbing ball, pulled on in the goal mouth, out to the far side, and it's Mick Roach with the ball, and he clears it down for Tipperary. Willie Murphy now with it for Wexford. He's 40 yards out from the Tipp goal. A shortish pass into the centre. And again it's Mick Roach. What a great hurler this is. Mick Roach, number 6 there, the Carrick Swans man. Gets the ball up to Babs Keating. Babs, a high ball up the field with it in towards the goal mouth. Pat Nolan's got his hand to it. Sean McLaughlin and the full-back Eddie Kelly are playing hoochie-coochie as the ball drops down there, and the referee has come in and spit out, shot not hooch nor cooch, and there is a free in for Tipp, which the crowd do not agree with, and there is a free in for Tipp from the 21-yard line. Referee apparently feeling that Sean McLaughlin, the full forward, is being held in there. Some of the Wexford followers think it might have been the other way. Jimmy Doyle sending it over the bar for another point for Tipp. And Tipperary lead now by 6 points to 3, and Jimmy Doyle has scored no less than 4 of the points for Tipperary. Jimmy, incidentally, is seeking his 100th goal in today's game. He scored 99 goals in first-class inter-county hurling, and today he seeks that elusive extra one. Is he going to get it? The ball comes way down the field, and it's Babs Keating being chased by Ned Falford, and Babs sends it over the bar for yet another point. Another point for Tipp by Babs Keating, who is playing another one of these great games for Tipperary. 17 minutes gone in this first half, and Tipp leading by 7 points to 3. Pat Nolan out to the far side of the field. The ball going way up the field. Tony Jordan going out for it, doesn't quite get there. Mick Roach is there. Mick Roach up the field to Mick Burns. Mick Burns up now to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan back to Liam Devaney. And Liam Devaney from about 50 yards out in towards the goal. John McLaughlin trying to get in towards Pat Nolan. And the referee has penalised Sean this time, and there is a free out for Wexford from their own parallelogram. And the referee running down to Eddie Kelly and Sean McLaughlin, or it's not Eddie Kelly, it's Tom Neville in fact, and Sean McLaughlin suggesting that they pay a little bit less attention towards pulling and dragging out of one another. A switch in the Tipperary forward line, I think, and we'll sort that one out in a moment as Wexford go into the attack again. Up along the far wing and grabbing the ball is Shanks Field, and a lovely shot across the goal mouth, and it is hopped just out over the end line and wide. And Mackie McKenna is full forward, Sean McLaughlin is top of the left, and Babs Keating top of the right. Liam Devaney right half forward, and these are the switches in the Tipperary team. And the ball pucked out now by John O'Donoghue to the far side of the field. Tony Needle with the ball on the 50. A high dropping ball, and once again Tom Neville and John McLaughlin hustling in the goal mouth, and the ball cleared out. His shot is clearance. Mackie McKenna with it now for Tipp. Being bottled up. Dan quickly going back there with Tony Nealon. Mackie McKenna coming out to join in, and the ball cleared up the field by Dave Burney, grabbed by Tony Doran, and Tony a dropping ball in towards the goal mouth. A tussle in front of the goal. A shot by Jimmy O'Brien, blocked down. And Mick Roach is there for Tipp. What more need I say? And away goes the ball down the end of the field. Tony Nealon with the ball. A long ball upfield, Ned Culper, and Babs Keating going for it, and Babs has got it again. He takes another shot, and he's got another point. Almost 20 minutes gone in this first half, and the score now is Tipperary 8 points, Wexford 3. And Babs Keating has scored 3 of that Tipperary total. Out comes Pat Nolan's puck. Pat, who is a brother, I think, listening to us today way out in Nigeria. And out comes this ball into the centre of the field. Tapped down by P.J. Ryan, Vincent Staples, Tony Nealon in there, Dan Quigley is in there. Dan has got it now 70 yards from the Tipperary goal. He's in the high left-handed shot in towards the goal mouth, and it's gone wide. So up Coolini at Tibbledore, it is Lee Coolin, Gluck Gorman, out in the centre of the field now. Len Gaynor and Paul Lynch waiting for the ball, but I'm sure it'll drop over their head. It does, and goes way down the field. The pucking out is very long today, and away down it goes towards Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan for Tipp, in towards the goal mouth. Mackie McKenna for Tipp. He takes his shot, and it has gone wide. Now, I think there have been more changes in the... No, this time the changes are in the Wexford team. Tom Neville has gone at left full back, and Ned Culper at right full back for Wexford. From the puck out, the ball comes into the centre of the field. Dave Burney has got it. Soloing doesn't work here today. It's ball tapped away by Jimmy Ryan to Donny Nealon, and Donny in towards Goalmouth, and Ned Culper and Sean McLaughlin going for the ball. And then it eventually goes to Mackie McKenna to Sean McLaughlin, and Sean sends over the bar and thanks Mackie McKenna for the pass and makes the score now. Tipperary 9 points, Wexford 3. One-way traffic up to now, 21 minutes gone, and after that first 10-second point for Wexford, they haven't really got going at all up to now. But we've seen Wexford teams before getting going late in a game, and though this game is still very young, and Jimmy Doyle tries to open up the play for Tipp, sends it upfield. Dan Quigley to Christy Jacobs. Christy beaten by Mick Burns. Out to the far side to Donny Nealon. Donny to Mackie McKenna. Mackie McKenna trying to tap the ball out to the far wing to Babs Keating, but Tom Neville is there for Wexford. Tom up the feet to Tony Doran. Tony, a long ball upfield, right in towards the goal mouth, and out comes John O'Donoghue getting great protection from the backs, and John clears the ball way down the field. Dan Quigley, 50 yards from his own goal, steadying himself, and there it goes, way up the field again, and Mick Roche puts his hand high up in the air, grabs the ball, and clears it down to this side of the field. But Paul Lynch is under it, pulling on it first time to Tony Jordan. Tony Jordan on the ball, lovely. That ball passed off his stick there by John Gleeson, down to Len Gaynor, and Len Gaynor down the field for Tipperary. Willie Murphy coming across to the far side. Vincent Staples nipping in. Jimmy Ryan for Tipperary with the ball. And Tom Neville intercepting an intended pass there, but in turn, Donny Nealon intercepting another, and Donny sending Tipp into the attack again. And once again, down in front of the goal mouth, Sean McLaughlin touching for the ball. And Tom Neville, they're racing out for it now. Sean out near the corner flag, into the centre. And the referee decides that it's a free out, a little bit of pulling down there, a free out from the end line as Eddie Kelly and Mackie McKenna wind up on the ground there. Tom Neville takes the free, not a very long one, goes to Willie Murphy. Wexford attacking again. Willie Murphy way up the field. Tony Jordan tries to get his hand to that ball, not a very healthy thing to do. Christy Jacob with the ball now along the ground into John O'Donoghue, and John once again with the backs protecting him sends that ball way out the field. John playing a great game in the Tipperary goal. Out comes the ball to the centre of the field. P.J. Ryan for Tipp. Up along the right wing. And cleared out over the line, far side of the field, at the expense of a line ball for Tipp. It's to be taken about 40 yards out from the Wexford goal. Donny Nealon to take it. And it's a lovely ball, and it's a goal! Sean McLaughlin! Sean McLaughlin, a high ball from the sideline, deflected into the net. Nobody expected it. Number 14 for Tipperary, Sean McLaughlin, and Tipperary now lead 1 goal and 9 points to 3 points for Wexford after 24 minutes of play in this first half. And Wexford badly in need of a score now, and back the game badly in need of a Wexford score. And Jimmy O'Brien with the ball for Wexford. Dropping on the 21-yard line. Added to, in towards the goal, but wide. Well, the Tipperary men certainly 1 minute ticking off points from all kinds of angles, and then that lobbing ball that Sean McLaughlin tapped into the net to make it 1-9 to 3 points. A very clear lead for the Tipperary men, but no doubt they're thinking of a day that they led by 15 points at one stage, and at half-time in a league game, they led by 15 points, and when the final whistle went, they had lost the game. No doubt that's what they're thinking of at the moment. What the referee is thinking of is the placing of the ball for a 70, as Mick Burns is going to take it for the Tipperary men, and it is just to the right of the goal on our left. Jerry Doyle in with the replacement stick for Jimmy Doyle, and the free has gone over the bar for another point for Tipp, scored by Mick Burns. Mick Burns now getting into the act that up to now has been more or less dominated by Messrs. Jimmy Doyle, Babs Keating, and Liam Devaney. That makes the score 110 to 3 points. From the puck out, the ball comes to Phil Wilson. Phil Wilson now 60 yards out from the Tipperary goal. A high ball up the field. In under it is Christy Jacobs. Christy Jacobs crosses to the centre, but again it's Mick Roach there, and the ball comes back by Christy Jacobs again, and it's a goal! It's a goal! A goal there for Wexford, and that's the goal that this game badly needed, as the ball was finished to the net by Jack Berry in front of the goal, and that makes the score now 1 goal and 10 points to 1 goal and 3 after 26 and a half minutes of play in the first half. And from the puck out, it's Babs Keating out on the half-forward line again, sending the ball in. Sean McLaughlin tussling for it, trying to get it, but Pat Nolan clears it a short clearance to Tom Neville, but the referee has called back the play and has awarded a free, and is awarding a free in to Tipperary exactly in front of the goal on the 21-yard line. Every time Sean McLaughlin and one of the backs head for the ball, the crowd seems to gain momentum because one knows there's going to be excitement, and this excitement winds up with this free just in front of the goal to be taken by Jimmy Doyle. Here it comes. Jimmy sends it over the bar. No padding about it at this stage. Right over the bar to make the score 1-11 for Tipp, 1-3 for Wexford. And Jimmy, who seems to be limping as he comes out. Jimmy Doyle, who was a doubtful start or two for this game a few days ago, seems to be limping as he comes out, and that could be a loss for the Tipperary men. As far as Wexford are concerned, it is Tony Jordan with the ball now, trying to get it, gets it out of the wing to Jimmy O'Brien. Jimmy O'Brien working his way through now. He takes his shot, it's low, it's deflected, and it goes into the goal mouth. And in there is trying to get it out to John Costigan. John Costigan to Len Gaynor. Len Gaynor pushes it out into the centre of the field, where it goes to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch to Christy Jacob for Wexford. He takes his shot, it's high, and it has gone wide. And the score remains 1-11 to 1-3 in favour of Tipp, and Wexford have squandered quite a number of scoring chances. And the referee having a word with Tony Jordan, who's gone in full forward, and also with Noel O'Gorman, the full back, the Tipperary full back, that's Noel O'Gorman, and the full forward for Wexford to cut out the pulling and dragging at one another as the ball comes in. The puck out by John O'Donoghue, again a long one. Again it's Tom Neville with the ball. Tom Neville up along the far wing. We're in the last couple of minutes now, and it's Mick Roach going high, grabbing that ball again and sending it way down the field. Down it goes, tapped down by Willie Murphy, and it's a line ball for Tipp. Line ball being taken by Mick Burns, a high ball in towards the goal, and Sean McLaughlin pulling again in there with Ned Calfer, and Pat Nolan in the goal, getting the ball on his stick out to the far side of the field. Mick Burns trying to bring it down. The ball added to there by P.J. Ryan, and Liam Devaney with it now out to the corner flag, taking a very awkward shot, and John McLaughlin gets in front of the goal. He blocks it down. The goalkeeper blocks it down. It comes across in front of the goal again and again. The back's trying to get it out. The forward's trying to get it in. The back's win. But now it's Tony Lena with the ball. He takes his shot. It's half blocked down. It's wholly blocked down by Tom Neville without a hurley. Out to Vincent Staples. Hand passing to Phil Wilson. and Phil Wilson up this side of the field. What an onslaught and what a defence and what a hurler this Mick Roach is, as he puts his hands up glibly there amidst the hurleys and sends this ball way down the field, where it goes to Ned Colfer. Ned Colfer of Wexford trying a solo run is upended there by Mackie McKenna, and there is a free out for the Wexford men from about 21 yards from their own goal. We're very near half time. 1-11 to 1-3. Dan Quigley's free goes to Christy Jacob. Christy, a high ball in towards the goal mouth, and it's deflected out towards the end line, very near the end line. It's kept in play. Jack Whelan has it now, but he has brought it out over the end line, and he has gone with it himself, and the ball has gone wide. Very, very near the half-time whistle. Referee looking at his watch as John O'Donoghue takes this puck out, and there goes the half-time whistle. Well, there can be no doubt whatever that Tipperary are fully deserving of their lead. Perhaps there are those who would think that they may be slightly flattered with the lead 1-11 to 1-3, but from up here it looks as if they've earned every score out there. 1-11 to 1-3 with Tipperary the leader. And everything's set now for the start of the second half. 1 goal and 11 points for Tipperary, 1 goal and 3 points for Wexford. Referee has checked the change on the team. And there's the whistle, and the second half is on, and it's P.J. Ryan of Tipperary trying to get room to swing his stick. Not a very long puck. It's blocked down by Dave Burney. His puck and turn is blocked down. The ball goes to P.J. Ryan. P.J. Ryan way up the field, and it's Eddie Kelly. And Jimmy Doyle is absolutely dragging his leg behind him. I'll be more than surprised if he finishes the game. And it's Mick Roach going up with that hand again to bring down the ball and clear it way up the field. And Eddie Kelly trying to get past Jimmy Doyle now. Up there too is Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan's got it for Tipp in towards the goal. Eddie Kelly hooped by Jimmy Doyle, back to Liam Devaney. Liam Devaney is shot, and a great save by Pat Nolan. A great shot and a great save. Tom Neville and Sean McLaughlin going for the ball. And the umpire signaling that it is a 70. 70 for Tipp, and it's about halfway between the far sideline and the goal on our right, and Mick Burns coming up to take it. Mick Burns now just getting ready to take his shot. It's a dropping one in towards the goal mouth, pulled on but gone wide, and the score remains 1-11 to 1-3. Pat Nolan standing back now on our right to take his puck out. Out to this side of the field. Ball got out here just in front of us by Christy Jacob on the halfway line on the 70, 60, 50, tapping the ball in down towards the far side, intercepted on the far wing by John Gleeson, and the ball goes loose in the center of the field to Phil Wilson. Phil Wilson gets his way past two men and then taps the ball up now to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch beaten by Mick Burns. Out now comes Jack Berry, and Jack takes a shot from a very awkward angle and sends it over the bar. It was an awkward kind of a shot because he seemed to be going away from it as he hit it, but he sends it over the bar to narrow the gap. Jack Berry, the scorer, after 2 minutes of play, making the score Tipp 1 goal and 11 points, Wexford 1 goal and 4. John O'Donoghue with the puck out once again. Out to the far side of the field, Vincent Staples trying to tap it down. Liam Devaney is out there on the far side, lets it run through, and it goes up now to Jimmy Ryan, back to Liam Devaney. Dan Quigley over him, and Dan now out to Phil Wilson. Phil Wilson 60 yards from his own goal. A high ball right into the goal mouth, and up they go for it. The ball deflected towards the goal. It's gone out over the end line for a 70. And John O'Donoghue has gone down injured there. But he seems to be okay. He comes back in, take up his position. John O'Donoghue's having a great game in the goal for Tipp. Seems to be a little bit shaken there. Dan Quigley now to take this 70. Wexford pressing in the early stages of the second half. And here it is, a low, hard ball in towards, and it's gone whistling past the upright and wide. Wexford may be trailing by 1-11 to 1 goal and 4 points, but they're certainly battling hard. Out in the centre of the field, Dave Burney waiting to see will the ball come his way. John O'Donoghue to take the puck out. This one drops about 50 yards out, 40 yards out from the Tipp goal, up in the Wexford goal. An appeal by both sets of players to see where this ball is going. It's a line ball for Wexford. Dan Quigley going out to take it. About 40 yards out from the Wexford goal, far side of the field. Oh, a lovely cut. High one way up towards his brother John. John Quigley doesn't get to it. And back there is John Gleeson, but John Quigley gets it this time, sends it across into the goal mouth. Tony Jordan trying to get it in towards the goal mouth, and it's a goal! But no! The referee again had blown his whistle. That's twice Wexford have had the ball in the net, and the referee has blown the whistle. Tony Jordan was in possession, was fouled. The referee blew his whistle and awarded the free to Wexford dead straight in front of the goal, and John Quigley and Paul Lynch are standing over it, and it's Paul Lynch who's going to take it. Paul Lynch to take it, dead straight in front of the goal. He bangs down, lifts low and hard. It's blocked down, and it's cleared out. The Tony Jordan is in after it, trying to get it in. The ball is cleared out to the far side. Comes to Phil Wilson. Phil Wilson being chased along the far wing, a lobbing ball towards John Quigley. John Quigley can't get it away. In there is P.J. Ryan, and so also is Mick Roach. Mick Roach with the ball, gets it out towards the centre to Tony Nealon, and Tony adds to it and sends it away up the field. Dan Quigley going down for this one, getting it on his own 50-yard line. A low ball to Dave Burney. Dave, the youngest player in the field, tackled and beaten, but tackled first of all anyway by Tony Nealon. Sends the ball up to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch in now towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry has it, and he takes a shot that goes way out towards the sideline. It must have been deflected by somebody. It was deflected. Well, the linesman didn't think it was. He awards the line ball to Tipperary. It's taken very quickly by Mick Burns up now to the side of the field, where Babs Keating and Willie Murphy are trying to get it up, and eventually it's stalled by Phil Wilson, who goes thundering through as he gets this ball up to Tony Jordan. Tony Jordan is shot, and it's a goal! Gone this time. This is a goal, and it's a goal by Tony Doran, and that makes the score 1 goal and 11 points for Tipp, 2 goals and 4 for Wexford. After 6 minutes of play in the second half, 4 points between them now. John O'Donoghue with the puck out to this side of the field. Dave Burney and Babs Keating going for it together, and the referee penalises the Tipperary man for holding. Dan Quigley to take the free just over his own 70-yard line. High ball. Tony Jordan gets his hand to it. It's added to it. It's gone just to the left of the post. It's gone wide. And it's Tipperary 1-11, Wexford 2-4. Wexford right back in this game. More switches in the Tipperary team. Jimmy Ryan, left half forward. Liam Devaney, centre half forward. Jimmy Doyle is still there at full forward, but he's still limping. And John O'Donoghue is to take out this ball from his own parallelogram. A long ball way up 50 yards out from the Wexford goal. Liam Devaney up along the wing. Matty McKenna, Ned Culper going for it. Out there is Dan Quigley for Wexford. The Wexford man getting it into his hand and clearing it way down far side of the field. Len Gaynor under it. So also is Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch gets it for Wexford. Across towards Mick Burns. Mick Burns taps it down to Donny Nealon for Tipp. And Donny, a long, high attacking ball way up the field. And caught by Willie Murphy. Willie Murphy being tackled. Shaking it off, not seem to worry him too much. The ball comes up to Dave Burney. Dave Burney in the centre of the field across the far side of the field. Jimmy O'Brien and Len Gaynor going for it together. Len Gaynor's got it. Len Gaynor going up the field for Tipp. He's gone a good 20 yards with it. And now it's Liam Devaney, 40 yards out along the ground towards Babs Keating. It skids off Babs' stick very quickly, grabbed there by Willie Murphy. Up to Christy Jacob. And Christie may not have a hurley, but he's got a right hand, and that's good enough for him as he gets it to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch up now to John Quigley. And Jack Berry. Jack Berry comes out, takes the shot, and he sends it over the bar. And this game has come to life. The score, Tipperary 1 goal and 11 points. Wexford 2 goals and 5. That makes it 14 points to 11. John O'Donoghue with the puck out. Way up the field, and it's Liam Devaney with it now. Liam Devaney for Tipperary, being chased by Dan Quigley. He's on the 21, he's on the 14. He's trying to take a shot, he takes the shot, and Sean, the free out. He got the ball into towards Sean McLaughlin. Sean didn't get it, but the referee awards a free out to Wexford from their own 14-yard line. And Pat Nolan, the goalkeeper, coming out to take it. 50 yards out from the Tipperary goal. Mick Roach trying to get it out, and here comes Tony Jordan with the ball. He's 21 yards out, he's 14. His way is blocked, and he dribbled it out over the end line, but no, it has been deflected over the end line by one of the Tipperary defenders, and it's a 70. All the scores in the second half so far have been Wexford scores. Dan Quigley trying to add to the scores now as he gets ready to take this 70. Dan Quigley, number 6. And it's a lowish one deflected in towards the goal mouth, and it's a chap called Roach with the ball. Mick Roach. And Mick clears it out to this side of the field between Babs Keating and Willie Murphy. They're still tussling away. Coming in is Dan Quigley. Dan Quigley for Wexford. This is a different Wexford team in the second half. Out on the far side of the field, Len Gaynor tussling for it out there. And with Jimmy O'Brien. Len Gaynor getting it. Len Gaynor now being challenged by Phil Wilson. Being beaten by Phil Wilson. And Phil almost being the ham and the sandwich there, but he saw it coming, and he gets the ball to Vincent Staples. And Vincent way up the field, where John Quigley pulls on it. But he doesn't get it because Mick Roach is there, and Mick sends it away up the field. Hands trying to get to it. Sticks trying to get to it. Eddie Kelly's got to it. He's robbed by Jimmy Doyle. Jimmy puck is blocked down. Jimmy can hardly walk, let alone run at the moment. And it's Ned Culper gone back with the ball. And Ned clears it up the field to the far side, where it is kept in play by P.J. Ryan. And P.J. showing that he's a footballer as well as a hurler. Gets the ball up the field. It's gone out to the wing now. Jimmy Doyle on the 14. A curling shot that has gone wide. And once again, Jimmy Doyle just out to the right. Jimmy Doyle on the 14-yard line, hobbling there as Theo English comes into him. The ball is pucked out anyway, and it comes down the field. Mick Burns with it, and back come Tipperary again. John McLaughlin coming out to the ball, takes a shot, a low one, hits the netting on the outside, and the ball is wide. The score, 111 for Tipp, 2-5 for Wexford, 14 points to 11, and we make it just 12 minutes gone in this second half that is as different from the first as chalk is from cheese. From the puck out, it's P.J. Ryan for Tipperary, up the field with the ball. And Tom Neville and Sean McLaughlin going for it. Sean mightily belts his man away with his shoulder. A shot that's deflected out. I think it was deflected by Pat Nolan. It was. And he gets it out to Vincent Staples. Vincent can't get rid of the ball. He's been tackled out there. Willie Murphy can. Willie Murphy to John Quigley, who's come out into the centre of the field. And John Quigley from the centre of the field, a high-dropping ball that has gone into the goalkeeper. The backs keeping the forwards out. Jimmy O'Brien has gone top of the right now, and out comes the ball to the centre and is cleared out into the centre of the field, where it is grabbed by Ned Culper. Ned Culper, 60 yards from his own goal. The ball off P.J. Ryan. Up now to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan working his way through. He's beaten by Dave Burney. Ned Culper literally hasn't room to swing his stick there, but he does get it away a little bit. Ball to Babs Keating, to Tony Nealon, to Jimmy Ryan. Dan Quigley coming in now. Mackie McKenna's there. So also is Eddie Kelly. And Dan Quigley goes back, gets the ball, and clears it down the far side of the field to his brother John. John Quigley on the halfway line, far side of the field. And he sends it a short each one, so he's going after himself. But Mick Roach is there. Mick Roach and John Quigley. And it's Mick with the ball, clearing it out the far side of the field, and there's a change in the Tipperary team. We'll tell you about that in a moment. As now it's Tony Nealon going through. He's got the shot blocked down there by Ned Colfer. To the waiting Dave Burnley. Up the field now. Mick Burns with it in under it. And Mick, his puck blocked down by Christy Jacob. Phil Wilson now for Wexford. Going soloing up the field. The ball as if it was stuck to his hurley. But just as he's going to hit the ball, that hoop by P.J. Ryan turns defence into attack for Tipp. P.J. to Jimmy. Jimmy to Liam Devaney. Liam Devaney from 50 yards out, high and over the bar. A lovely point there by Liam Devaney, and Jimmy Doyle has gone off the Tipperary team. And Jimmy Doyle has gone. He's gone some minutes ago, and we'll follow the play from the puck out. The ball comes out into the centre of the field to Dave Burnley, up towards Tony Gordon, nipping it now, Jimmy O'Brien, he's on the 14, he takes a shot, and it's a point. Jimmy O'Brien, the scorer, little Jimmy playing in the right corner now, and that makes the score Tipperary 1-12, Wexford 2-6, that is 15 points to 12. 3 points between them. Tony Nealon is top of the right now for the Tipperary men. From the puck out, Dan Quigley trying to get his way up the field to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch up now towards Jack Berry. Jack Berry to Christy Jacob. Christy Jacob from 50 yards out, a dropping ball into the goal mouth, and Tony Gordon has it in his hand. And he takes a shot, and it's saved from the end line. Oh, a great save there by John Costigan. But the umpires are in a consultation. The umpires are in a huddle, or are they? No, I thought they were walking back to be in a huddle. The referee has blown his whistle and has awarded a 21-yard free to the Wexford men, dead straight in front of the goal. Francis Lucknan is on the Tipperary team. Would anybody think that this was the same match as the first half? Paul Lynch to take it. Will he try for a goal and make the sides level? Here he comes. It's low at the goal. It's a goal and the sides are level. Paul Lynch the scorer, and that makes it Wexford 3-6, Tipperary 1-12. 16 and a half minutes gone in the second half. The dropping ball, and it's Tipp in the attack again, and it's Bab shooting. Bab, a high one, and Tipperary lead it. No, they don't. No, it's just gone wide. The way the umpire ran over there, I thought he was running to the flag, and I wasn't alone, but the ball went to the left and went wide. Oh, what a game this second half has turned out to be. The first half, one would nearly wish one was somewhere else. But this second half, oh boy, out in the centre of the field, waiting for the dropping ball now. P.J. Ryan, Jimmy Ryan it is, and Dave Burnley. And it's Pat Nolan with the puck out now, out to the centre of the field. John Quigley up along the wing to Jimmy O'Brien. Jimmy O'Brien being chased out there by Len Gaynor. Jimmy O'Brien back to John Quigley. John Quigley making an angle for himself. A shot, and it's saved by John O'Donoghue in the goal. A great save and a great clearance. And now it's Liam Devaney, 70 yards out. His puck blocked down by Dan Quigley. Pretty near the sideline, over the sideline, line ball for Tipp. And the excitement now on the sideline benches of both teams. Subsurging players on. As everything is set now for a real grandstand finish to this game. 12 minutes left in the game. The sideline puck taken by Len Gaynor, blocked by Phil Wilson of Wexford, and away he comes once again with that ball as if it was stuck to his hurley. A short pass to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch's puck blocked down by the ever-present, ever-brilliant Mick Roach. Mick Roach to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan out to the left wing now, and going out after on the far side. Francis Lefnan, but he can't get to it, and the ball has gone out over the sideline for a line ball for Wexford. The sides are level. Yes, you can never write off a Wexford side, no matter how far behind they are at half-time. Wexford 3-6, Tipperary 1-12. A high cut ball there by Tom Neville. John quickly across now towards Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch, 70 yards out, dropping ball. Noel O'Gorman going for it, trying to get it out. Tony Jordan has it into the centre to Jack Berry, and it, oh, a great save. Oh, what a great save by John O'Donoghue. John in the goal, and out comes the ball now. Hand pass by John Costigan, out to Mick Roach. Mick Roach way up the field now. Willie Murphy with the ball, about 30 yards to his own goal, out to this side, and he cleared a very, very effective one. Paul Lynch is pucked up by Mick Byrne. Mick Byrne out to this side to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan about to be tackled by Phil Wilson. He was, and there's a free for Tipp. What a wonderful save that was. Jack Berry, point-blank shot at John O'Donoghue, and that was the save of a lifetime, even for John O'Donoghue. Mick Byrne to take this free. The sides are level. And Mick Byrne drops this one right into the goal mouth. It's added to by Babs Keating. Sean McLaughlin trying to get it in now. He's appealing for a free. The referee waves the play on. Ball comes out to this side of the field. Jimmy Ryan with it now. Pass it back to Liam Devaney. Liam Devaney just outside the 21 near the sideline. A high curling dropping ball right across into the goal now. Hands grabbing for it, and it's gone wide. Tension as the sides are level, 15 points each, or if you prefer it, Wexford 3-6, Tipperary 1-12. The stopwatch says 10 minutes, only just 10 minutes left in this wonderful second half. Pat Nolan's puck out. And once again, Mick Roach puts his hand over Glenn Gaynor, who gets the ball way up the field. Dave Burney deflecting it away from Liam Devaney. And a lovely shot by Dave Burney, way up the field, grabbed by Tony Jordan. Jordan takes the shot, it's high, and it has gone wide. Wexford certainly have had their chances in this second half, so also has Tipp, but certainly this second half is absolutely pulsating. I think that's the word. Puck out by John O'Donoghue. Out to this side of the field, blocked down by Christy Jacobs. And Christie going away even from Mick Roach this time. Up to Jack Berry, and Jack just can't get that ball up. Mick Roach is after him, but Jack gets it up eventually. He's still going up along this left wing, across the goal mouth. Ball blocked down in there, about to be cleared up by John Costigan to Mick Roach. Very, very nicely sidestepping there, and Mick puts Tipperary into the attack again. Mackie McKenna back to Babs Keating. Babs a high dropping ball, it's gone just to the right and it's gone wide. And the score remains with 9 minutes left in the game, 15 points each. Pat Nolan in the goal there, waiting for the signal to take the puck out. Out it comes to Dave Burney. He's still trying to get the ball up. He's being chased by Jimmy Ryan. Mick Burns gets it now into the centre, but it's Phil Wilson with it now. Phil breaking away on the halfway line. Up to Paul Lynch. Paul Lynch adds to it in the air to Tony Doran. Tony trying to get it past Noel O'Gorman. He succeeds, and it is a goal. Yes, it's a goal. It's a goal. Tony Doran, the man from Bull of Oak, has crashed into the net, and Wexford lead by 3 points. Jack Berry with the ball now, up along the right wing. The ball blocked down by Jimmy O'Brien. Jimmy takes the shot, and it's the point for Wexford. Jimmy O'Brien, the scorer of that one, and the score now is Wexford leading by 4 points, 19 points to 15, or 4-7 to 1-12. From the puck out, it's Tipperary in the attack. Up the attack, It's Mick Roach with the ball again. Mick Roach up to Tony Nealon. Tony, the man who so often gets the goal. An important goal for Tipperary. But this time it's a free out as Tom Neville is fouled. And there is a free out. They're playing away. But the referee has blown his whistle way back. And there is a free out for Wexford with just over 6 minutes left in the game. The score, Wexford 4-7, Tipp 1-12. Tipp, who have scored one solitary point in this second half. But if the game wasn't over at half-time, it's not over until that full-time whistle blows either. Pat Nolan, the goalkeeper, coming out to take this free from his own 14-yard line. It drops 40 yards out from the Tipp goal to Christy Jacobs. Christy Jacobs to Tony Doran. Tony Doran surprised by the pass. John Costigan with it now. Tony Jordan up now to Jimmy Ryan. Jimmy Ryan with the hook by Christy Jacobs. Still Jimmy Ryan. Putting Tipperary into the attack. Up to Babs Keating. Babs just got it. He's coming away now. And being an excellent footballer, he tried to get it to Liam Devaney. It's intercepted by Dan Quigley. Dan Quigley to John Quigley. John Quigley trying to get past 3 Tipperary men. 1 is plenty on a day like this, but 3, that's something else. The referee penalises them for holding onto the ball on the ground, and there's a free for Tipp on the halfway line. Mick Burns to take it. It's dropping into the goal mouth. Pat Nolan has come out and grabbed it, and Pat has grabbed that ball over the heads of backs and forwards to clear it out over the sideline for a live ball for Tipp. All Tipperary moving up now into the Wexford half. We make it 5 minutes left in the game. McBurn putting the ball in. Babs Keating trying to get a hold of it. He succeeded. And he is held there by Willie Murphy, and there is a free for Tipperary to be taken on the 21-yard line, and I would say about 10 yards to the right of the goal in our right, and Babs Keating is going to take it. Is he going to try for a goal, or is he going to be satisfied with the point? Just about 4 minutes left in the game. Tipp trailing by 4 points. Babs Keating to take it. Babs. Low and hard and deflected out. It goes to Tom Neville. Tom Neville with the ball for Wexford. And away he goes on a short, almost cheeky solo as he gets that ball up the field. It's brought down by Mick Roach. Mick Roach out now to the waiting. No, it isn't. It's intercepted. I was going to say Len Gaynor, but the man who's waiting his ball is, and it's another goal. It's another goal. The scorer, and the score is 5 goals and 7 points to 1 goal and 12. Oh, what a game. A great goal there with 3.5 minutes left in the game. A score there, a goal by Jack Berry to make it 22 points to 15. And Tipperary coming back into this game, but now broken up now by Phil Wilson, and away goes Phil. Being chased by Jimmy Ryan, and he sends it high to Tony Dolan. Tony takes a shot, but it's another point for Wexford. Three minutes left in the game, and Wexford lead now with the score 5 goals and 8 points to Tipperary's 1 goal and 12. Amazingly, Tipperary have scored only 1 point in this second half. This second half, which has been dominated so far by Wexford. And here comes Liam Devaney. He's been chased and pushed off the ball there. Francis Lucknow with it now for Tipp. Out now to Liam Devaney. Liam on the 14-yard line, inside the 14. It's a dropping ball into the goal mouth. And Pat Nolan, it's a goal! It's a goal! A goal for Tipperary with 2.5 minutes left in the game. The ball finished into the net there. John McLaughlin very much in the picture, and I wouldn't like to say who it was who actually finished it. I see that Vincent Staples has gone off the Wexford team on the far side. 5 points between them now, 5-8 to 2-12, and Tipperary doing everything to put it out of the fire. But it's Phil Wilson with the ball for Wexford. And now it's Noel O'Gorman with the ball for Wexford. Out on the far side of the field to Len Gaynor. Len Gaynor coming up the field for Tipp. And he's still coming up, getting it up there to Jimmy Ryan for Tipp. And Jimmy sidestepped his man. He's going right through. He's 50 yards out. He sends a ball out to the left. And it's got by Francis McMahon. He's on the 14. He's upended and there's a free for Tipp. We make it. A minute and a half left in the game. And the score, 5-8 to 2-12. And I'm sure Babs, whether a goal is any good to Tipp at this late stage as they trail by 5 points, we'll just have to wait and see, as I say. Babs Keating, here he comes. He can Oh, what a game! 1 minute left in the game. The game, according to our stopwatch, 1 minute. And the score is now Wexford 5-8, Tipperary 3-12. 2 points between them. Just a puck of a ball. And out comes the ball into the centre of the field. 50 yards out now, Tony Jordan with it. Tony, who's played a great game for the Wexford men, is robbed this time. The ball gone out under the wing. Cutting across now in the centre. High ball from Jimmy O'Brien that has gone wide. And the score remains Wexford 5-8, Tipperary 3-12. Out comes the ball from John O'Donoghue. Referee looking at his watch. Out it comes, dropping in. The game is over. And the whole of Croke Park descending upon the field.